For today's cup of coffee with Scream.
Oh, well.
Does anybody else feel like their nerves are just shot? I mean, it's just one of those that things that don't normally, that just normal everyday things are you find very irritating.
Yeah.
And I think that Eye of Wisdom spoke about that yesterday.
I don't know. I didn't watch yesterday. Well, did I watch yesterday?
I don't know.
think I did. I watched today's.
I don't know, but it's a matter of just isolation. More isolated. How much more isolated can I get, really?
Well, you know what?
I could go in my room and just be there for days.
You know what? Isolation. Okay, to what extent isolation?
No, they're talking total isolation. I mean, basically, it's nothing.
Do we need to separate ourselves from each other for a little bit?
I don't know.
I can go on top of the mountain and sit.
Oh,
and
no.
hum.
If you go on top of the mountain, you're going to take these damn cats with you.
Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me.
Because
you'll get eaten by Bigfoot while up there.
All of them. Bigfoot wouldn't eat a cat. He wouldn't eat a cat.
It flung, whatever that thing flung that dog that one time.
It was a dog. It wasn't a cat. We saw the clips where the cats had backed off bears.
That is true. That means they are sacred. Cats are sacred.
Yes, but they're also annoying, and it's just, I think that it's like they have been so super needy, even the ones that aren't usually, I mean, they're just like, yeah, whatever, humans. That's why I like cats, normally, except our cats are not like normal cats.
No.
And it's just up on you, and it's like, I know they don't mean to, but with cats you get claws.
Yes.
And it's just like when you're hypersensitive and in that claw, and it's just like,
Some of them will not. They do. Some of them will not let you clip their nails. I was about to say claw their nails. But
no. But it's like little fuzzy needles.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
cat love hurts.
Yeah, it does. I still got two big scars on my wrist. Like it's scarred from where one of the cats just shredded me.
When was that? And what was that about? What had you done?
It's been months at this point,
yeah.
and he shredded me through here.
I've got scars. Which one was it? You don't remember?
You see the scars?
I do.
I don't remember which one it was. I don't remember if it was Hee-Hoo, Kiska, Squeaker.
I think it was so many.
You know what? I bet it was Pancreas.
She has just been absolutely, I mean, she was always neurotic, but she's verging on psychotic. She's got a weird frequency to her.
She does.
She's not like the other cats.
No, she's not. And it's like I've been asking God for a minute, take her somewhere else. Put her into another house.
Well, she's an elder cat. Nobody's going to take her. That's the thing. We've got them. And it's like, for wayward cats. And if they have health conditions and stuff, and it's like we do the best we can with them. And it's just like, another reason my nerves are shot. Just shot. I don't think it's just me.
No.
And something else, it's like, I think some of it is self-inflicted, not intentionally. I watched a live stream with Ashton Forbes, and I was going to talk about him a couple of days ago because he's the one that airplane that just blipped out of existence years ago.
Just gone.
Yeah. And they have the video footage of it. I mean, it's legit. He has been, and he was recently on Tim Pool. I don't know, all these different places that he has been, and as far as these people trying to disparage him and stuff. And oh my God, big brain. Big brain. Physics.
Big wrinkly brain.
And it just, I mean, it's, when you're talking about quantum physics and things like that, and the possibility, it's not really the possibility, everybody knows it. It is just that unspoken, please God, don't let this be so, about these technologies that are being hidden from the general public. And some of those technologies do need to be hidden from the general public.
Yeah, which ones?
Well, as far as them being able to bend and manipulate time and space.
Yeah, that
And
definitely does need to be. They don't even need to have.
But they do. That's the thing. There are in peoples that have this technology. And also, of course, because any kind of new wonderful thing, why is it that there's always some group that has to make a weapon? Why? There is some kind of defect in humans or some humans that's where their thought would automatically go.
You know, I don't know the answer to that because that boggles my mind too. It's like, why would you use that as a weapon?
Stuff that most of us would never think about.
Right.
We would be thinking about, oh, wow, this would be great as far as, and he talks about free energy, that it's there, but we're talking about the whole reworking of the understanding of everything, and it's coming. Palmer even has talked about that.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And as far as gravity, that is a byproduct of some of this other, how the universe actually works. It's all frequency and vibration. And it's like, here I am trying to listen to this big wrinkly brain thing, praying that God will put it in podling language. And it, that goes back to Tesla. Everything is vibration and frequency.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, gravity is very much a real thing, even though it's a byproduct. But whatever.
Yes.
It's a necessary thing.
Yes. But he was, and dude, I am new to watching him. Oldest kid was the one that told me about him. And this was one of the few, and I didn't get it on the live stream it's hard for me to sit and listen to anybody talk for 2 hours. I'm sorry. No. Because I am neurospicy and it's just like, no.
I mean, you sort of clock out of it from, after so long.
Yeah. And I don't think I'm the only one.
Oh, no. It's like if something goes on, like, no joke, if it's a topic that I honestly do not care about, I just want to hear a little bit about it, and that's it. If it goes on for, like, an hour or something, I will literally switch off the video when I'm done. It's like, I'm done. I'm not listening to this.
There is a saturation level on people, their attention span, their understanding, different things like that. Mm-hmm. And that's okay, because that is the good thing about the videos. You can go back at a different point and rewatch them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like the information that he's presenting is going to go bad. It's not time sensitive.
Right.
And he has been discussing this for years. And for it now that he's picking up more traction, and I will put the link to his YouTube channel in the description box, plus his X account.
Right.
Because he posts pretty frequently, and he is funny, though, because he is, we were talking about the nerds the other day.
Nerd.
And some of the nerds had a bit of an attitude. Well, he is one of those.
He got that. He got a bit of an attitude. He got that spicy.
Yeah. And it was so funny because at the end of his stream, he's got this song that somebody's made for him that's rap based. And I'm like,
heard that. And I'm like,
what?
what?
Does this Age of Aquarius?
But that didn't go together.
Well, it's Age of Aquarius. Yeah.
Listen, there are some things that just flat out, no matter how much you try to shoehorn it in, it just does not work that well. That's like there is nerdcore. There's a line of rap. No joke. There's a genre of rap music that is nerdcore.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. That is a thing?
Yep, I got introduced to that by one of my friends.
Oh. Well, and I guess that comes from the people that are on the autism spectrum, some of the neurospicy peoples.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it is a different, there are differences. And a difference doesn't mean that it's bad. There's no judgment on it. It's just an observation.
Yeah.
And somehow those of us in Gen X, I was talking to Esperanza, Vence, and by the way, she always has a thing in the description box that she's doing the little quick reads and stuff, which are very helpful. And she can do a longer read for you. All you do is just get in touch with her, and she's got her prices there. You know, it's just one of those that everybody is so, maybe everybody's just burnt. Maybe that's what it is. But as far as speaking and language and different things like that, we need to be able to communicate with people.
Yes. And I think that is what's happening, is that people flat out are burnt out.
Yeah.
Some people get energized by it, but for the most part, people are burnt.
Yeah. They're dragging the ugly out of people.
Yes.
And some of that ugly has been suppressed for a very long time. And it just is.
Yeah.
It just is. But anyhow, with dude, God, it blew my mind. It blew my mind, and it's going to do that for other people's.
I need to listen to it a little bit. The fact that it's like, see, I knew that they had technology that allowed them to actually read people's thoughts and stuff like that, which is terrifying in of itself. And that they had the possibility to even implant thoughts, not like needle wise, like in Dark City or whatever, where they
right,
but like
they can beam them in.
Yeah. And that will set some paranoia into place, you know?
Well, as like Peter and Paula Lond used to say, and this was years ago, like close to 30, if you're not paranoid, you're not paying attention. Yeah.
I mean, that is true. That is true.
It's just an awareness.
Yeah, but you also don't want to constantly be living in fear and having to be like, oh shit, I'm living.
Right. And it's like, that is the thing about change. People fear change. They fear the unknown.
I just don't want someone fucking beaming thoughts into my head that is not mine. That is a violation.
Yes. It's very much violation. I mean, even as far as with the supernatural and paranormal, there has to be, as far as willingness.
Mm-hmm. And I don't want someone reading my thoughts without permission.
Right. Humans have the right to be able to change their minds, change their opinions, different things like that, without somebody. This idiocy that has been going on for years now. Well, you said so-and-so 10 years ago. So what?
Everybody has said some shit in their life that they regret.
Yes. You can't. There was only one that walked this planet and went through it perfectly.
Uh-huh.
One.
Do I dare call
dude out? No. Well, no. I mean, it just... You can, but I'll go ahead.
A motherfucker said that Jesus Christ was a drunk, and that got me big upset.
That was a very Aquarian sentence right there. It really was.
What?
Never mind.
Big upset?
No.
That Jesus Christ was a drunk?
No, just go ahead.
And it's like, no. Anytime somebody says something with such confidence yet being so wrong, it blows my mind.
Well, there's a lot of people that are doing that. You've been on the internet. You should know that that's commonplace.
But yes, and it never ceases to shock me.
Oh. No, it's one of those that there has been this heightened thing as far as, well, it's been going on for a long time. It's not just recent. We're just knowing more people are talking about it. As far as it's okay to go ahead and slam Christianity and the belief systems.
Right. It's not...
From the high ones to the low ones, they all doing it. And some of these people, is it deserved? On some of it, yes. But just because some of the people that claim that they believe in him or follow him, and some of those people are sincere because they're not doing it right, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yes. It's like it's all or none, you know? For some of these people, it's all or none.
Which is a cognitive distortion, which is an erroneous way of thinking. It's a form of mental illness.
Yep.
And it's prevalent.
But it's like, that's downright slanderous.
To us, absolutely it is. But they do it because Christians don't usually go around burning down stuff.
Not usually.
Not yet. Now, could there come a time for a new crusades? I have not ruled that out. I think that very well could do it, and on some of this stuff, and it very well could be Vladimir Putin leading the charge. That's the Orthodox Catholics.
Well, until then, I'm going to listen to Astrophysics Dude and get the top of my head blown off.
Yeah, that's better right now.
Via big brain knowledge.
And this is part of this Aries energy that's coming in. And as far as that fight, everybody wants to fight. And this is where martial arts helps. Because if you are going into a fight and you're emotionally charged, you're going to lose. I'm not saying to not have the reason for going into battle. You have to have passion about that.
You do.
But you've got to have rational thought or you'll get your ass kicked.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And arguing with someone on the internet, that's not going to change anybody's mind.
No, it's not. It's not going to change anyone's mind in the slightest.
But you can pray for those people.
I did that.
Because guess what? Prayer is frequency and vibration.
I was like, Lord, Father God in heaven, please, show him the truth. Show him the truth. Well, what he's saying, that was just flat out wrong.
Yeah, it was. And the thing is, some of these people are blinded. And I was one of those people at one time. And God blessed me and allowed me to live long enough to where I could sit there and go, oh God, Lord, please forgive me.
I think everybody has been... I think most people are, at some point in their lives, blinded.
Sure. And wounded. Wounded by religion. Not by Christ. Just because you've got a building that people go to, that somebody put his name on it, does not mean that they're serving him, or that they're serving him properly, or that they really understand why they believe what they believe. Some of these people are making it up as they go along. And that's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Because it says the blind leading the blind, both of them fall in a ditch. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But it's a matter of going back to some of these people. Go back to the original. That's the reason Michael Heiser was so dear. And I will continue to talk about the man because I sleep to his teachings a lot of times. He understood. He got it.
Yeah.
He would tell you what it said in the original languages, in the cultural context, and who was being spoken to.
The common people.
Yeah. But he tells you the history of all these things. And he'll sit there and say, the Bible is not a medical book. It's not a science book. It's not a lot of these things that people think that it is. Yeah. And it's like, that's why he called it the Naked Bible Podcast. He did not want people to be afraid of what the scripture actually said. Mm.
Yeah, he didn't want people
I didn't agree with everything.
Be afraid to learn.
Right. I don't agree with everything that he taught. There's things that I have lots of questions about.
Yeah.
But he is an excellent place to start. And in the description box, I did link a video that is just, it's basic. It is, for anybody interested, it's basic. And then, because you can't just throw somebody into Revelations. No.
Oh, don't do that. You can't throw somebody
You've got
into
people
Exodus either.
I don't know. You've got people that study and study, but they don't study. And they don't learn. And it's like Ashton Forbes, my God, I felt like, I don't know, I felt like a kindergartner that somebody had thrown me in a PhD level physics class. I really did. But that's okay, because I'm willing to learn. I can sit there and I can listen. I don't have to form any kind of an opinion about anything until I have learned enough to make a semi-lucid statement about it.
Right.
I don't understand why some people, you talk about jumping the gun, they'll hear half of what somebody says sometimes, and then they're commenting. Why?
Wait, does this mean, okay, with the physics thing, does this mean that they have actually possibly been able to make a real-life portal gun?
Yes.
Where you can shoot a portal in the wall and have one in the other room and walk through it.
I don't know if it was necessarily that, but as far as some of these electromagnetic weapons and stuff like that, that people have wondered about for a very long time, and as far as the space lasers, yeah, those exist. They had videos of them.
Oh, well, I can't.
Yeah.
Listen, this sounds very kid-like and very, I guess, ignorant in a way, very naive. But I do pay attention to stuff that is in pop culture stuff, like in video games and stuff like that, and the weapons, and it's like that automatic, like, yeah, they probably have that. Yeah, I know
that's possible.
I know for a fact they have some of these things. That's like, I'm pretty sure, no joke, it may not be possible, but I think to an extent that it is, and people are I do think that there is such a thing as a real life portal gun, like in the game.
That's
Portal.
possible. I think what happens a lot of times, and it's like, oh, we're going to hide this knowledge. Well, with the quantum physics and everything like that, and the collective conscious, I think that some of that knowledge does seep out through art and different things.
Ray guns and these type of guns that can shoot like ball lightning in a way, and
The plasma ones.
yeah.
Yep. But anyhow, like I said, it's just mind-blowing. And that's the reason I've got this little post-toasty ghosty here as our backdrop that Grok had created. Because before I went down the rabbit hole of Ashton Forbes, this is probably not the best day to have done that. I've been looking for more paranormal stories and everything like that. And they're few and far between. And I don't know if it's just that is not the focus anymore, or if it's just that we're so overwhelmed with the paranormal and supernatural, and people are not really recognizing it. So I went on the Coast to Coast AM website, and even their stories are kind of blasé. Because when you're talking about, yes, there is technology to bend time and space, Nessie seems kind of passé.
Yeah, and shadow people and all the other things like that seem very just blah. But there are some people that do not focus on that stuff. They're not even interested in learning, so their whole focus is on paranormal, like Brittany Crabb.
Yeah, but the thing is, it all works together.
But she was talking about how Annabelle is on tour.
I had heard about that. But
Who
one of the things
is handling that doll?
I don't know. But now, Coast to Coast, it's like since Art died, my God. And I've tried the George Norrie thing. I really have, twice.
Is George Norrie still going on with the show?
Yeah. I've tried it twice, and there's an old saying, and it's a gross old saying, but it's true. Don't shit where you eat. And that's one of the things as far as everybody has their opinion and their politics and stuff like that. But when you've got a coast-to-coast show, which is supposed to be... Art would very rarely discuss politics. Because he understood that concept. And it's like, if you're going to do paranormal, focus on those things. Don't go into the politics unless you want to go into the fact that we got a whole lot of demons doing stuff. Yeah, it's spiritual battle. But that's not how Nori has presented some of this stuff. So that was the reason that I would subscribe. And some of these were paid subscriptions. And then he would start some of that. And I'm like, I'm done. This is not why I didn't want to hear that. If I wanted to hear that, there are other people that is their genre. You know, we don't have a genre. Neurospicy is our genre.
Yeah.
But, you know, they even still have, they have to, Art Bell Vault, that they feature old shows, they replay old shows.
Yeah. Heck yeah. It is good.
Yeah, because you can sit there and look at the things that Art thought was going on versus all these years later. But
Compare
they got
and
that.
Contrast.
Yeah, but even as far as somebody reflecting on cattle mutilation, you know, like I said, that was cutting edge 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And compared to what I heard tonight with Ashton Forbes, and that's... And then there was like, I even went to the Mirror, because that used to be one of my news sources, and it's like this woman, and it's like she was an alleged witch, and then they showed a picture, and I'm like, yeah, it was, and I'm like, no, I don't want to hear what she has to say.
Yeah, no.
When you got somebody that is that scary looking, and it's like, no.
Well, it's not even their physical appearance that's scary. Well, sometimes
No, it was.
But it's the energy that they give off,
Yeah, I
even
mean,
through
yeah.
the photos or videos.
Yeah. Oh. But just let us know if y'all's nerves are shot. If it's just me.
There was a voodoo witch that I used to watch on YouTube.
Oh, why? And then you wonder why you had attacks.
Because she was fascinating.
Okay.
But she would talk about astral projection once in a while and all that stuff. Anyway, at a certain point, she did start to become scary looking. And there was just an essence that was just, ooh shit.
Yeah.
She got into the darker parts of voodoo and hoodoo and stuff like that.
Yes, because it's very tempting. That power. That's the whole thing. And that's just like the one YouTuber that I have watched for many years, and he's just going off the deep end, and it's like, and I pray for him. I really do. I pray for him. And as far as him messing in some of that stuff, and I thought, buddy-o, it is never worth it.
No.
It is never worth it. Now, the only thing that I did comment, because sometimes when somebody is at that level, if you try to start talking to them about God or about Christ or anything, they will, you talk about buck. That is not the time to do that. But it is a matter to sit there and go, look, forgiveness, I think that was what I had commented on one of his posts. Forgiveness is the key that sets us free. To sit there and focus on hate and stuff like that, then that's, I actually was something that had a little bit of wisdom to it. Yeah. And to pray for him. Because the ones that said they don't want it or need it are the ones that need it the most. When you see somebody acting out like it, and I know that this individual's wounded. I know he is. And it's like, just... He's had a lot of pain. It's watching a downward spiral, and it's horrifying.
Yeah.
There's some people, they think that that's amusing or entertaining, and I'm like, you need to do a little bit of soul searching. This is somebody that I don't believe this individual is a bad person at all, or I wouldn't continue to watch him. I mean, he's a political commentator.
Mm-hmm.
But that is something that I will get you to, oh God, I can't remember what dude's name was. That Ryan dude, maybe. Hang on just a minute. If I can find out what it was. I had watched, he was on, Sean Ryan. I'm not familiar with him. I had seen him on other people's, like Tucker Carlson or whatever. He's another one that he's sort of in that Joe Rogan genre. But he had interviewed Dave Mustaine.
Who's that?
He was the lead guitarist of, in my mind, just totally went blank. Anyhow, he's the lead guitarist, Megadeth.
Oh.
And Mustaine, it's a huge interview in the fact that Mustaine was talking about when he was involved with witchcraft.
Mm-hmm.
And he got out of it. He was brought out of it.
Good.
It's an amazing testimony. So you've got a lot of people like that right now because they realize that this spiritual battle is real.
Mm-hmm. It's big time real.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So I think that that's the reason we're not hearing about the ooky spooky stuff, because the other stuff that we're facing is much scarier.
Yeah. Yeah, it's much scarier. And it's much more overwhelming.
Yeah. So let us know in the comment section. Like I said, am I the only one that feels burnt and that it just feels like their nerves are shot? That the least little thing you're like, yeah.
And it's not just you.
Okay.
That's like with the cat Milo. I love that cat. I do love him. I do not want him on me. I do not want him around me. Even him doing his cute little... It has been getting on my nerves lately.
Right. I think it's, yeah.
And it's... I know he's just trying to do his normal thing. Some days it's better than others. But lately it's just been... No, don't do that. And
Yeah.
He's a...
I have Wisdom honestly did talk about this. If I remember, I'll put a link to that too. But, yeah. Weird.
Who are you, Eye of Wisdom?
There was a lady in the comment section that had said that exact thing today. Who are you? How do you know this stuff?
And the thing is, I found another channel that's basically copying Eye of Wisdom.
Right. Like I said, we thought it was AI slop. We really did.
Yeah, but I know for a fact that thumbnail was AI slop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, don't you do that.
I thought it was just one of those that, this is just going to be so random and so generic that it's just bullshit. No, this stuff is not.
No joke. I thought it was going to be AI slop.
Yeah.
At first.
It's not.
Now, the voice is AI, but if an entity is wanting to disguise itself, what better tool to use than AI?
Exactly. That's for another cup. That's exactly for another cup. You want to
Oh shit!
You want?
Oh
God! You want to tell the peoples where we can be found?
You can find us on BitChute, Rumble, and YouTube at Rolanda's Cup of Coffee with Scream. Oh shit! That's how they're doing the human suits.
Possibly.
Oh shit! Find us on BitChute, Rumble, and YouTube at Rolanda's Cup of Coffee with Scream. Also check her out on X, previously known as Twitter, at RolandaCOCWS.
Yeah, his Zamboni handle is down there. And then, like I said, Esperanza. She's down there too.
Oh, shit.
Know that you are loved. Treat other people the way you would like to be treated. If you think about us, throw some prayers our ways because, it's just the energies.
Yeah.
It affects some people more than others, and it's really affecting us hard.
Yeah.
So, anyhow, Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.